Good morning and good afternoon. I'm Poon Chen Him. Today is the 3D model animation final presentation. In the previous midterm presentation, the most content is covered. So today I will mainly focus on the new content. In the project 2, the students are asked to make a 1 minute animation. This is a short video about the adventure in the dungeon. Here's the project schedule, and here's the actual schedule. I found that there's extra problem in the modeling and the animation, so it used more time than expected. In the research, I have the new research in the 3D, the 12 principle of animation. And here's some books I read it for the Blender. I did additional research on the character, and here's the research for the true form, as my character had the transformation between two forms. And here's the transformation appearance. Here shows the transformation from the two form, and here's the boss reference, and more reference to make it for the appearance of the boss. This will be in the end of the animation and in the dark environment. Here are some scene research and the storyline. Here's the character, the design, the model sheet, the hand close up, the boss, and the props, as well as the sword. Here's the new environment sketch. The character will first come out the boss room through the corridor to the corner and having the transformation. And after he will go back to the boss room. The environment design will be dark color. The environment is come from the concept of the classical dungeon. For example, in the D&D, it will be some dark color type and old Asian ruin theme. I add some most text most to the environments to make this the short storyboard. In the production, I will briefly divide it in 4 parts: modeling, rigging, skinning, and animation. The character. I made the character all in the Blender by using a mesh or a plane to give extra edge loop, and using the modeling skills to modify the vertex and to make the retopology. From the right to the left is the making process. Here's the environment model. For the pillars, I used the array to make it multiple. And in the dungeon, and I used the geometry node for the generate. It gives the randomize of this. In the rig game, I used the Blender auto rig add-on. It's the bone and the controller generated by the add-ons. This is the process inside that. And the skinning, the grain model and the giving texture, and we have the model here. This is a set of the texture used in the model. I do the skinning by the Blender texture painting mode, as well as the online website Photopea, which has the very similar function as the Photoshop. I download the texture from the Polyhaven and set it in the shading BSDF, and it is used in the geometry node. In the geometry node, I divided the texture into X, Y, and then Z 2 direction, which give the dungeon texture without UV cutting. In animation, I post the model and insert the keyframe to get a lot of keyframe. And then I use the curve and the baseline and the different effects mode and to make the curves more smoother and the animation more smooth. In the post-production, I downloaded sound from the Pixvia website to let the sound accurately match the model pose. I adjust it. I use 5 sound, and 3 is used for the transformation, the different texture using different sound, and 2 for the boss appearance. I use the Premiere Pro from Adobe to edit the video. Here's the turnable animation. Here's the walking cycle. Here's the final 1-minute video. In the project, I found it, the Blender is free, but it's not taught in the lecture. I found the tutorial in the website, the Blender community, and YouTube, and all other videos to watch to learn how to use Blender. And another problem is I found the rendering time is very long because the Blender always crash down, broke down. The possible reason is I use too much reflection or the transparency, and it is too hard for my computer to afford the calculation behind. And a problem of the broken link is occurred during the animation. It's found that the weighting of the mesh and the bone is incorrect, so I repainted it for the solution. And another problem during the animation is the transformation animate. I wanted to make the color change, and here's the solution after I solve it. It should be something like this. I use the empty object. The problem in this here is the first I wanted to add a keyframe to the mixing shader node, but I found that Blender cannot add keyframe to it. So I add a empty object in the working space, and then use additional node in the shading BSDF in the shading to act as the controller to switch to texture. At the relating report, I've learned a lot of skills to use Blender. I have a personal growth in the modeling skills and the animation. For the further research, I will learn more and explore more plugin and the function of Blender. For this project, in the future, I will add the battling theme between the character and the boss, not just the animation after the boss appears. The conclusion: Blender is a workable software for 3D animation, and the 12 principles of animation can apply to any 3D animation. Here's the reference I used in the whole project. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.